Hello folks, my name is Eric. You're welcome to another episode. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about sesame farming in 2024. From the previous episode of sesame farming, we discussed with you how sesame is grown, how sesame is processed in East Africa, specifically in Tanzania. Lesson and experience gained in 2023. In this episode, we are going to discuss with you the experience and lesson learned in 2024. Here in Tanzania, we have three main varieties: white varieties, brown varieties, mixture of white and brown. This is the mixture of whites and brown varieties. Both varieties are available in Tanzania, and both varieties, they have the same price. Once you harvest, you sell with the same price. But white varieties is the one is mostly preferable for export market. If you are targeting export market, grow white varieties. In land preparation in Tanzania, prepare their land in two ways. They clear their land. Once it's cleared, they plow with a tractor or ox plow. Once it rains, they sow their seed. Once the seed is sown, they spray herbicide like Roundup between the first day, second, and the third, and not more than that. Another way they prepare the farm, they spray herbicide. Once the weeds start changing the color to brownish color like this, they dug the hole and then they plant their seedling. In seed, there is different growth stage of seedling. There is germination, then there is also seedling stage and the juvenile stage. This is the juvenile because you can see it is early stage from seedling to juvenile, because you can see here there is some buds, green buds already formed there, so like small branches, they are coming. At this stage is a stage where the sesame grow real fast. So this is the very important step because it's the time you will need to do a fertilizer, either as a side dressing, or if you are using booster fertilizer for flowering, is the best time to do so, because this is the time where the plant really demand the fertilizer. Because in the first day, when there is in seedling stage, after 7 days, the seed is already emerge out. Is the time that you can count that it is seedling. So in the first 30 days, there is a slow growth rate, because at that time the plant focus only with the roots. So at that time root grow faster than the leaves and the stem. That is why it is no need for you to apply fertilizer at that stage, because it will not be uptaken by your plant. Maybe if you are applying for phosphorus, but if you are applying like nitrogen and potassium, it won't be used at that time. Another step is pre-reproductive stage. This is the second time that you will need to apply the fertilizer. So guys, in the juvenile stage, for people who are using the herbicide to like for weeding management, is the time you can do. You can't do at this stage. So weeding management also it is done in the juvenile stage. Juvenile because it's grow very fast. So that's why it's called juvenile. So pre-reproductive stage is the time before the flowers. When the flower coming, it is early blooming stage. So you can see the white flowers. So this is L. So it can vary. You can see there is early, there is some plant here. You can see it is between mid and the late blooming stage. So before reaching this stage, like in mid, you need to do also the second fertilizer, or you spray the booster. So guys, saying so, we are going to learn how you can see the different varieties. Mostly we have two varieties. single stem and a branch. Like this is the most variety we have is branched variety. You can see the height is very tall, and as I say, this is multiple branch. 1, 2, you can see 2, 3. Yeah. This is the main axis or the main branch. You have 4, 5, 6, and so on. But this is the most common variety that you can find here in East Africa. In other places, you can find many varieties. So you can see this variety is very tall. There is some tall varieties, and there is also shorter variety. Like this one is very tall. You can see my height. So I'm almost covered with the height of the sesame. At this stage, you can determine the yield. I'm going to get very good yield with this from this stage. As I mentioned earlier from the previous episode of 2023. So you can see here you have this bud. So it started like this. So once it started flowering and then you do pollination, and it's where you can get this bud. So the more you have flowers, the more you have high yield. So that's why spraying or applying fertilizer is very important during the juvenile and the pre-reproductive stage. So guys, this is the example of the farm where the farm was not plowed. This farm was just only sprayed with the herbicide, and once the wheat starts turning from greenish to brown color, the farmer digs the hole with like minimum tillage. The place where they dig is the place where they sow their seeds, and then other management for like weeding. So guys, this is a new experience that I have learned from this season. However, there is just a slight difference from the farm that is plowed and the farm that is not plowed. But the management followed are the same. And for most of farmers, the thing that I found that most of farmers, they are not doing like really commercial farmer, because as I said, growing the sesame, the crucial stage is the first 30 days, because 30 days the growth of the sesame is very slow. If the growth is slow, and if the management wasn't like, if you didn't do good land preparation, means the wheat, they can grow fast and then surpass your sesame. So that's why good land preparation is very, very important when you are doing sesame farming. So if farmers, they can realize that if you need to plow well your soil, if you plan to plow well your soil and then plant your sesame between and do pre-emergence herbicide. If you're doing herbicide on those and pre-emergence herbicide is done not more than the 3 days after you plant. So it is done since you plant maybe like today. So today after you plant, you need to spray. If you didn't have time, spray tomorrow. If you didn't find another time, you have only last shot the next day. It's only 3 days, because sesame, it germinates from the 4th day or the 5th day, and it takes to 7 days all the seeds that is sown coming out. So after that, it's going to seedling stage. That stage, it grow super slow. Most of after late maturity, late blooming stage, there is ripening stage. Ripening stage is very important here for most of variety that we are growing, because it's the one differentiating us, the variety that we grow here in Africa and the variety that America grow. This is ripening stage or harvesting stage. Most of our varieties, if you wait for them to start to go a further step like initial dry down, late dry down, you will lose a lot of your sesame seed. The biggest challenge we have, the sesame pod split before it dry full. So guys, that's why I say it is very important to consider this stage of the growth and the development of sesame. Timed harvest is very important to maximize the yield. If you leave the sesame to open like here, to grow full and dry full like this, it will spread. In America, you can see they can wait and it can dry full and then they can use machine. But for us, timed harvest is the key. So guys, as you can see, once it's thrashed, you need guys to tie and a standing heap like this. In America, this variety can wait and it dry full. This can allow sesame to dry full in their field. You can see most of varieties are single stem. If variety is dry full, you can use harvest combined machine to harvest. But for us, we must do intensive work without machine. Maybe if you have machine, even if you use machine for thrashing, I think you will lose a lot of seed. That's why sesame can dry without dropping the seed, because you take this initial step of the doing timely harvest. Timely harvest is very important. So post-harvest handling is, it starts early in Africa. Timely harvesting, maturity sign when it turns greens to yellowish, before the seed pod opens or split, labor intensive for thrashing and packing and tying material. This is how sesame is grown and how sesame is processed in East Africa. Simplify your work by doing logistic early. So once you start thrashing this, you have those tying material ready and you have enough labor, because if you leave wait to open like split like this, you will get a loss. So you must put small bundles. So if you put a very big bundle, it will rot when it rain. You see, because it's not yet full. It is not full dried. So this is how sesame it can be tied in a small heap or bundles. You are doing post harvesting. In our previous episode, we discussed how sesame is processed. If you are interested to see how it's processed to get these seeds, you just recommend you to watch that video to see how sesame it can be turned from that shapes and to get the seed like this, where you're going to meet your market, and then you pack and get a good price. From this year, the sesame was being sold for Tanzania shilling of 3,500 shillings. So the previous year, the sesame was sold for the price of 3,000. So 3,000. So now you can see there is addition of 500. And I see most of people they prefer to have sesame stocked in the big warehouse like this. I advise you to go direct to the small. You can start a small correcting center where you can get from the good price, or if you don't want all those, you can go direct to the auction, because there is auction market that they are selling sesame in a large one. This is information for people who are looking for export their sesame. Thank you guys for watching. See you in another episode. Bye.